like it? Yeah. Yeah, well, you can spend a lot of money on concrete if you wanted to. But you can do a good job there, buy you one decent lens and then load up on, about, 7,200. That's very versatile. I use that lens for a lot of the other lens I got.
Yeah, exactly.
Good morning. Our next up on the stage for the 2020 Media Day is Oxford High School. Oxford competes in 6A Region 7. The region opponents are Arab, Fort Payne, Pell City, Scottsboro, Southside, and Springville. Oxford is the defending 2019 6A state champions. Their head coach is Keith Etheridge. And Coach, we'll start with your opening comments.
Just excited to be here. I really appreciate the Anderson Country Club and the Quarterback Club for, putting this on for our kids and for our communities. And, it's just always a pleasure to see all the media, and it's really exciting this year, considering all the stuff that we've been through, and that the kids get a chance to get back out there and get started.
Go ahead, Joe.
Keith, I'll ask you the same question I asked Jonathan earlier. Y'all had a positive test earlier this summer. Have things calmed down that way? And just what's your reaction to the guidance that's come from the HSAA, and how practical is all of that?
I think it's practical. I think that, you're going to see positive tests about everywhere. I don't think you're going to get any place that's going to be 100%. It's just the way you handle those things, because, kids are going to go home to family members and things like that. And, there may be some situations where you get some positive tests. It's just the way you handle those from here on out. We've done everything that everybody's asked us to do. We quarantined that individual. He did his quarantine, got his negative test. Matter of fact, I want to say multiple negative tests. So it was a situation where a lot of times it's going to happen. It's going to happen this year. Like everybody said, you're going to lose players during the year that are going to have to quarantine and go through that. So it's going to be a different year, but we get to have the year, and that's what's going to make it special.
Question back here. Coach, your non-region games, very, very strong. Thompson, Pleasant Grove, Gadsden City, and Central Phoenix City. That's one part to the question. Talk about that. And the second thing, you've been in the position of being the hunted, and but your team hasn't. So maybe your players can address that, what it's like to go into the season with that target on their back. Thanks.
Yeah, we do have a real tough non-region schedule. It's kind of hard to get people to play. When you win the state championship, it's hard to get teams to play. And I've always been a guy who I love playing the best of teams. I love the competition. I love the Friday night experience that these guys get to have when you play those big games. If you go back and ask any of our guys last year, what's the biggest wins on the schedule? They're going to say the Pensons, the Clays, the Spanish Forts and the state championship. So, the big games against the great teams are the ones that you truly remember, and that they'll remember for the rest of their lives. And I think that's the opportunity we want to give these guys. Of course, we're in a new region, so you lose the Pensons, the Clays, and some of the Gardendales, and you lose some of those teams. So we want to replace those type teams with quality teams. We got some good teams in our region, but if there's a couple teams coming up from 5A, and so we want to be ready for the playoffs. So we want to play the best before we get to the playoffs. And I'll let these guys. I truly believe that, and I think that's been my motto since I've started coaching. And I think prepares for the playoffs. You play great teams in non-region games. And I'll let them talk about being the hunted now, and not being the hunter.
Like you said, we know we got the targets on our back, but we also know what it takes to get there. So, and that's just bring your A game, bring your best game every week. So as long as we do what we gotta do and take care of business each week, it'll all work itself out.
See, I love having a target on the back because it it's motivated me to play harder, work harder, and I love to compete. So it's a go.
Question for Trey Higgins. Trey, we know you love baseball and committed to Mississippi State, but what was it like knowing that you had to give up your junior year in baseball once it just got started, and then thinking in the back of your mind, if this happens to football my senior year, it's going to be awfully tough. Tell us about the emotional part of that.
Oh yeah, it was very emotional, you know, like more my junior year on baseball, just because like I felt for the seniors, you know, that was their last year. Like even some kids that, you know, didn't have any offers or anything, you know, they were like expecting to have a big season, and you know, like that like affecting their future. And then, like you said, senior year, it's your last year, and you want to like make memories with all your like brothers that you grew up with, and for that to be taken away, you know, that's sad. And I'm just glad it didn't, or I hope it don't happen in football.
Keith, just looking at the two guys you brought today and knowing what you have coming back, you know, every year is a different calculation. Does the offense take a little different look this year?
Yeah, I think so. I think every year, you know, when you got those moving parts, you know, and you, as a coach, you gotta adjust to those parts. We've got a great offensive coordinator, Will Wagner, you know, great defensive coordinator, Chad Cochran, and you know, we're going to be a different team this year. You know, we're going to still have the same philosophies. You know, we're still going to do things the right way, but you know, play calling may be a little different. What we do defensively may be a little different. So, you know, it all boils down to the kids that we have and what's going to make them successful and what we need to do to put them in situations to be the best they can be.
How will it look different?
You know, you may see us, I mean, we may throw the ball 35 times. You know, I mean, you never know. I mean, I'm not saying that's what we're going to do. We're just going to take what they give us. You know, we've got some good receivers. You know, of course, Trey's coming back. Trey threw for over right at 2,500 yards last year and 33 touchdowns, so 31 touchdowns. So, I mean, and ran for another 1,100 yards. Rock had 1,300 yards receiving. Of course, these two guys are going to touch the ball a lot. You know, we got Keyshawn Ciosi, you know, and a plethora of running backs that are going to touch the ball. So, you know, other receivers, Warren Britt, you know, offensive line wise, we have Brandon Kirksey, who's you know, 6'6", 330. We have Braden Joyner, who's you know, he's going to be a sophomore and already has 11 D1 offers, you know, some SEC offers. So, I mean, we've got a lot of, you know, Kyle Pilkinson's a returning starter up front. You know, we got a lot of guys returning on that offensive side of the ball, and you know, we want to make sure that we spread the ball around. We get the ball to the people who can make plays. We've got some new guys that are out that have really stepped up this offseason and looked real good. A couple basketball guys who've come out and been very successful already. You know, very athletic, and you know, on the defensive side, you know, we got that whole linebacker crew back. We got half our secondary, of course, the Fagans, you know, Delvon and Traquan. Traquan has picked up LSU, Alabama, some huge offers this summer. So we got a lot of talent, you know, and, you know, I think it's just the coach's job to make that talent successful when it transitions onto the field.
Question back here.
Yeah, Keith, Coach Savarese in the press conference yesterday seemed to leave the door kind of open for the playoffs in regards to teams having to forfeit for some possible COVID cases during the year, as far as how somebody might or might not get in. Can you clarify that for us a little bit, or are you as confused about it as we are?
Well, I think that, you know, Coach Savarese is looking, you know, ahead, and I don't think they want to make anything in concrete right now. Things are changing day to day. So Coach Savarese is a very smart man, and his staff at the Alabama High School Athletic Association, and I think they just want what benefits the kids, you know, and I think that they did a great job of getting together, the council and everybody getting together and making the decisions that they made and doing it with the kids in mind, and also, you know, thinking about getting, you know, football back started on time and other sports back started on time, and do it, you know, the safe way. And you know, I'm pleased that they made that decision. You know, I love being around these guys, and it would have really been a struggle to watch some of these seniors not get to play their senior year.
Question for you, Rock. We know that part of the summer is going to 7-on-7 camps and so forth, and working out the passing. And of course, you're a senior, and Trey a senior. But have y'all missed going to those camps this year? And what's usually the best thing that comes out of those camps?
Yes, we miss going to those camps. Like the best thing that come out of the camp is you get to work on the stuff that your weakness and competition, people you know going against. You get to work harder, play hard, learn different things and different stuff from different people and different coaches.
Trey, you have anything to add to that?
Basically just what he said, you know, the more reps and stuff, and you know, like he said, you just get to work on your weaknesses and learn new things and figure out what works, because you know, everybody's different, so like you can learn what works for like on different people and stuff. You grow your game and become a more well-rounded player.
To Trey and Rock, you just heard Coach say you might throw it 35 times some games this year. Just what's your reaction to that?
I mean, I'm loving it.
I've always said 3 to 4 equals 7, so I'm good.
Any other questions?
I got.
One more.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Jim.
To both of you, obviously recruiting is a thing, and I'll ask Trey, I'll ask Rock too. Are you still thinking that baseball is your ticket to the next level, or is football, or the possibility of playing both, a thing for you? And then Rock, I know you're picking up in-state offers now. Just kind of where do things stand with you?
I've always said I want to play both as long as I can, but I just believe that God's going to put me where I need to be when I need to be there, so I'm just completely leaving it in His hands. I'm just going to enjoy it all while I can and not worry about it.
Yes, I'm big on in-state offers, but you know, it takes a different type of person to like play in-state and out-state. Right now, I'm just looking to play my season and take 40 games.
Any other questions? Okay, Coach Etheridge, your final comments.
I think we got a great group coming back. You know, you got guys, you know, that are tremendously hard workers. Chance and Holyfield, all those guys on the defensive side, Elston, you know, TT, Dobbins, all those guys are going to be great players for us this year. We got some, we got some guys stepping up. RJ Taylor's going to be huge for us this year. He'll be a junior defensive end, wide receiver. You you got D.D. Davis, who's Kay Davis's brother, who will be playing up front at defensive end for us this year. So, you got some great players who are stepping into some roles that they haven't been in the past, moving some positions, and I'm looking for a huge year this year out of these guys, and I'm excited to be their head football coach and be a part of the Oxford family.
Appreciate you being here today, and go ahead, Doug.
Well, Coach, thank you. Just wanted to say, you had a great season this past year, and congratulations again on that. And I know y'all have already gone ahead and put that behind you, because that's what champions do. You focus to hit it. So thank you for your time today, fellas. I'm sure they'll want to talk with you outside. Thank y'all for coming today, Coach.
Thank y'all for having us.